Well, most of the press continues to ignore the fuzzy details, indeed the lies, about Texas gubernatorial candidate Wendy Davis's life. She claims she was a divorced teen mom working low-wage jobs to put herself through school. That's not true at all. It turns out she was in her 20s when she left her children behind to go to Harvard Law School. Her ex-husband paid for it, and the day he finished paying for it, she left. She also gave up custody to her children. Joining us now is Tea Party activist and Texas Republican congressional candidate Katrina Pearson. Katrina, thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So what do you think when you hear this, Wendy Davis's life story proving untrue?
Well, you know, the Democrat Party sure knows how to pick them. You know, we saw Wendy Davis champion the murder of unborn babies, and then she turns around and runs for governor, then claims she's pro-life. Then all of a sudden we find out she didn't want the kids that she had to begin with.
Oh, shots fired. She said she didn't even want the kids she had of her own. Damn, get her. Anyway, this is Wendy Davis. She's running for governor of Texas. She made herself known publicly, and you know everybody jumped on the bandwagon when she tried to walk a mile in Senator Rand Paul's and Ted Cruz's shoes with the filibusters. Unfortunately, she only got 11 hours in. You know, she couldn't stand for abortion long enough to get the bill changed. But this is Wendy Davis, and she came up. She's in the news, as you've seen the clip before. She put out a story, bio, trying to run for Congress, governor rather, and she was, you know, full of lies in her story, and she's get put on blast. But not too many of the media is paying attention to it. You know, they're letting it slide, even though she lied. But we're gonna talk about some things that she did in the process of lying, and I particularly want to talk to the point about the ambitious female, and when they and these men who pay for their education, and the moment they get them degrees, they bounce. We're gonna talk about that. Before we get into this, let's see what Ann Coulter has to say about the so ambitious Wendy Davis.
I should have been more precise. No, these were lies. They were lies, the same as Elizabeth Warren claiming to have been an Indian. The central focus of her life story, the hard luck story, which would be amazing if it were true, is that she was raised by a single mother, started working when she was 14 to support her struggling family. Then she became a single mother herself, lived in a trailer park, and whoa, through her pluck and determination, she ends up at Harvard Law School. Well, no, she basically came from a middle-class family. Her father ran a dinner theater. That's not working class. Yeah, she got married young and had a child young and then got divorced at 21. I mean, the age between 19 and 21 I don't think makes a big difference, but I mean, that isn't a hard luck story. Through the 50s, most women, I believe, were getting married and having children before they turned 20. But the big part is the reason being a single mother, and it would be very impressive if she ended up at Harvard Law School, I will say, is that single mother...
he was granted parental custody.
The connotation is... you were supporting a family and raising your kids. She was neither supporting her family nor raising her kids. She married a sugar daddy whom she asked to meet. He supported her. He raised the kids while she went to Harvard Law School. She went to Harvard Law School, and he said in that Dallas Morning News article, oh my gosh, it's the greatest quote I've ever seen. He says, I quote, "It's ironic. The day after I paid the last..."
No, here's what he said. I made the last payment, and it was the next day she left.
But the crucial part there is, it's ironic. No, I think the expression you're looking for is, it's entirely predictable. And now, I mean, as the onion is unraveling, more and more is coming out. By the way, this article in the Dallas Morning News was written by Wayne Slater, co-author of Bush's Brain, an attack book against George Bush. If anything, this is a puff piece to allow Wendy Davis to get ahead of the story. She's turning around now and attacking her Republican opponent, and as the feminists always do. Oh, she was caught telling a lie. I'm being attacked because I'm a woman.
All right, I guess she's not the great hope for Texas for the day.
So basically, this woman put out a little story of her image, which is how she's trying to campaign. Like, her life story is her campaign. You know, the single mom, started from the bottom, now I'm here, you know, routine. She's trying to play on that and get that female vote, maybe even trying to get that, definitely get that that black or Latino vote in Texas. And she portrayed herself in a false way. Basically, she claimed that she was divorced at 19, pregnant at 19, and uh, her husband left her or what have you, and she was in the trailer park all by her lonesome, and she paid her way through school and raised like a couple kids by herself and blah blah blah. Turns out though, she was married at 19. She was divorced. She was married at like 18, 19, divorced by 2021, what she lied about. And then some simp or some white knight, however you define it, came in down to the trailer park and swiped her up. He married her, gave her another 2 kids, and took care of her child. The problem is Wendy didn't put that in her little biop. She claims that she took the kids and was going to law school and doing it all by herself. But it turns out her husband was the one who paid for her law school, and he took care of the 2 children that he gave her and the 1 child that wasn't even his. In fact, he actually ended up getting custody of all the children, and she went to go play lawyer mommy. I don't know. To me, that scenario right there is what is something to talk about, something to think about, and it explains why a lot of younger men, I couldn't fathom, them wanting to invest that much time, energy, and emotion into their wives, even though that's a good thing. You think hypothetically it is, but when you're doing it and you're not, there's no guarantee that she gonna hold it down for you when it's your turn to go back. Because I know a lot of people I work with, a lot of the dudes I work with, they say like, yeah, I'm working 70, 80 hours a week, my girl's going to school, blah blah blah, and then she gets settled in, we're gonna switch it, I'm gonna go back to a technical school or something like that, and I'm gonna probably work a little bit less hours and what have you, and vice versa. And most of the men let their wives go first and do that. It makes sense. They do more with the kids, they do more around the house, and they work a lot of crazy hours. Why they let their girl focus on their education, so he get that degree, so she can start making that good money, supposedly, hypothetically. And then it's supposed to be his turn, but I've seen a couple situations where that does not even happen. The moment she gets on, she gets gone. I mean, if you think about it, this chick Debbie, she got divorced, met the older man who took care of her, as one would call the white knight, or some of us would say the simp, who got with the chick with the kid from the trailer park, and he invested in her, he built her up, and what did she do when she got that level of success? She left him, divorced him. She ended up even having to pay child support, things of that nature, because she apparently had to surpass him income-wise. And not only that, though, she ended up leaving her biological child that's not his from her first marriage from the trailer park. She left it with him. That's some crazy ambition right there. The hilarious thing is she lies about it in the memoirs and tries to play the single mom who did it all by herself role, and it's backfiring on her, but it is what it is. I guess that's just something to take into account, the ambitious female. You watch out, especially if you're the one paying for that ambition with your hard work and time. There's a possibility that you can invest that that money and that energy in doing other things so that she could focus on her education. There's a possibility that once she gets it and she gets in that new bracket and gets around new people, she can look back at you like, yo, you're not on my level, even though you was in it when she was shooting in the gym and you paid for that ambition that she has. It's something to be mindful about. It's a gamble, I guess.
I hope it works out for you two.
Why wouldn't it?
It's really tough, Ellen, juggling a man and a career. Cheers.
Cheers.
My college boyfriend was the sweetest, most loyal guy you'll ever meet. We moved in together after graduation, and he helped put me through law school. He worked 2 jobs, thankless, menial stuff. And he was my first love. I dumped him as soon as I got my JD.
Why?
He had no ambition. It disgusted me.